Now back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, it's packing day, I think. Or just later the same evening. Won't let me do anything. There we go. No, because the screen's moved. I think it is packing day. The mirror, covered in a thin layer of dust, remains where it was when this room was used to be a bedroom. Ah. Yay. The dust mirror. My favorite mirror. There's a light in there. It's flickering. Oh my. Hi, buddy. How you doing? Oh, hey, didn't know you were still here. Thought you might have moved out already. Will you ever learn to knock? You know as well as I do, I'm here as long as you are. Oh, it's the monster in the closet. Gotcha. There's been a lot on my mind lately, alright? Give me a break for once. So, what are you watching? Baseball! Sure. So, who's winning? We are! Now, would you very kindly leave me alone? Please? Sheesh. There's really no need for that kind of sass, you know? It's not sass! You just refuse to respect my boundaries. It says you, freeloader. Let's be honest. You don't want me here, and I don't want you here. Yeah, here we are. Now, get out! Alright, fine. I just want to let you know we're moving out soon. Like it or not, I'm going wherever you're going. Now, peace with it and leave me alone. I'm allowed to be worried about you, aren't I? You can cut the act. I know you don't actually care. We can't even love ourselves. You think we're capable of loving others? Don't make me laugh. Hey, that's not true at all. You say that, but you know I know you better than anyone, right? You've burdened me my whole life. How many people have you hurt simply by existing? Oh, it got dark, huh? Blaming all of your problems on people. You think it's okay just because you're sad? What do you have to say for yourself? Welcome to the Ow Pity Party. No one cares. Just talking to Windigs. Oh my gosh. Family fist food. Get out, smoke man. Spoon child champagne. Can't see what that is. Writing sucks. I hear fist champagne bubbly. All right. Yeah, of course. Anybody want to Google Translate this from Windigs to English? That'd be great. Because I have no idea what they're saying. I can't deal with you anymore. You get out. Okay. Sargi. There's no other flickering lights. Oh, hi, cat. Find something interesting there, Autumn? A mouse, maybe? Oh. You can translate what he was saying, because like thumbs up is maybe it's A, maybe it's autumn. I'm not sure how good you are at catching mice compared to your stepsister. Not judging you for your slow nature or anything. It's a charm of yours, and you know that. Although your big body did crush all my precious mint. That was the one plant I'd been able to take care of it, you know. All the stuff we planted died except for the mint. But why would you care? You're a cat, without a care in the world. Although I'm now wondering why you were sleeping on them. I thought cats were supposed to hate the smell of mint. Odd one out, aren't you? I know the feeling. All we're trying to do is be normal, but people see us as weird. Like, it's not like either of us are edgy or anything. We're just trying to be ourselves. Not that I fully understand that, what being myself means at this point, but maybe you know, Autumn. You're probably much wiser than you look. Perhaps you know what sort of person I am, or what I am, and why I do what I do. You know, animals don't understand you, but it helps to talk to animals sometimes. Just to ask these questions, and then be the classic, oh, but you're just a dog. Oh, but you're just a cat. Living life is pretty easy as a cat, huh? Just to kind of like project being human as a cat, you know, like, if I were a cat, I can just lay around the sun all day and not give a shit. Because my human always feeds me. Always cleans my poop. It's easy being a cat. Yeah, it makes me feel a little at ease yourself because, you know, the cat's life is perfect, so you're at least you're doing something there. Something is nice. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Well, I'll get back to hunting that mouse or whatever it is you're doing. Probably light. Probably hunting light. See you later then, Autumn. Ugh. My lips are bleeding again. I really got to stop biting them. I just did it again. Damn it. Classic. What the heck is that? Oh, small fungi started to claim the cracks in the walls of this home. Oh, gross. It's great being a cat. You know, besides the curse. Chung chung. Gross. Wait, what? Don't bother the cat. Oh, okay. Gently pets Autumn. Ooh, it's purring. Grown used to me, haven't you? Let's get out of here. Leave the apartment? That's probably the kitchen, isn't it? It's the kitchen. Good old Elephant and Castle. The first place I lived in London. Or was it? I don't remember now. No, straight from Southeast London, though. I keep thinking back to how I pictured London before uni. I used to think of all the London was like Victoria. Or like those ridiculously posh areas around Central and West. I'm glad Southeast wasn't what I expected. I can't believe how naive I was. It's part of growing up, though, you know? Living here helped me figure out how important diversity is. I feel like going to an international school in Japan should have taught me that. It wasn't until coming here I learned way more in the 4 years I spent here than the 14 years I spent at school. That's also the nature of you being an adult and discovering who you are away from your parents on your own. You learn a lot more about who you are in those years. My uni friends really helped me with allowing myself to be myself. I felt confident for the first time in my life because there's no expectations from your friends. It's just they expect you. That's it. When your parents see who you were, they see who they want you to be, they see the potential you might have. There's so much expectation from that. But when you hang out with your friends, they just see you as, you know, as Ao or as Bo or as Numa. So you get experience to like grow as a person a lot better, in my opinion. I don't know how to express it, but I owe Bo so much as well. They never once judged me for who I am. And why should they? Hi, Bo. Bo bought this record player for my birthday. I feel pretty bad I never got any of the electronics needed to get working. Oh no. I could wire up once I take it home. But now that I think about it, I don't even know if I'll manage getting records home. Hopefully I'll be able to live in London again soon. I don't want to deal with the hassle sending stuff back over. It sounds like a rough thing to do. And expensive. Holy shit. Sorry I disappeared. I wasn't feeling too well. That's okay. How you doing? A bit too much to drink, I think. Mixing drinks probably didn't help. Yeah. I guess I was excited to see everyone and overdid it. You're kind of bed? Yeah, pretty exhausted. I'm not surprised. It's been a long night. A long day. It was good to see everyone before we moved out. Yeah. Hope we can do another get-together before I head back and all. Once I have the money, I'll come back and visit you in Japan. I don't want to be back there, but I can't wait to show you around. Take you to a baseball game, eat some real food, go visit my family in the South. I'm sure you'll be a great guide. And besides, it'll be good for me to get out of London too. I'm starting to feel choked up in the city. I mean, but wasn't that the plan? I'd find a way to come back here and we'd live together again? I mean, we talk about Japan and that isn't really an option. But that's different, isn't it? I don't know. Tokyo, London, it's all the same problem. Different cultures, the same problems. I don't understand. I'd give anything to stay. All of our friends are here. I've lived here my whole life. It's not easy. What does that mean? Just look how Peckham and Camberwell have changed over the last few years. You can see it, right? This whole city is becoming more and more hostile. And it's the poor who get pushed out. Oh, you mean trendy art students drinking beers in bars with wooden pallets for seats, buying artisanal donuts? You mean us? I'm not so sure. I mean, we do have the wooden pallets. Yeah, but it's different, right? We couldn't afford a sofa bed. I do think we are complicit. Whether we like it or not, people like us move into cheaper areas and suddenly landlords start paying attention. Knowing what to do about it is the problem. Knowing what to do about it is the problem. But I feel like the only actionable solution offered is this all-out revolution. Oh man, we're getting to this part of the conversation, huh? Maybe, but what does revolution even mean? And actionable how? I mean, I get it. You can't just treat symptoms when someone is bleeding out on the floor. I wish I had something more than vague preaching, but I don't even know how to organize. Where the hell would revolution even leave us? Sure, down with capitalism or whatever, but there has to be more than we can do now. It's rough. It's rough. I feel like the older you get, the less you feel like they're feeling right now. This angst and anger against society. I've calmed down a lot. In like even just the past 3 or 4 years, I've calmed down a lot. I still feel it though, but it's mostly because I'm resolved because it's not actionable. Because there's not much you can do about it. Besides the little steps that you take yourself to change the world around you, there's nothing big one person can do without like actively seeking and devoting their life to changing things, which I'm not willing to do. So I just sit back and just like, that's the way life is. You do what you can to change. The rest, you gotta roll the punches, you know? I feel that. Honestly, I do. Should have been more conscious about it when we had the chance. I just wish there was more available. I tried going to the Marxist Society once, and they just spent the whole time bickering amongst themselves. Classic. We should have started something ourselves. Well, we're barely able to... we were barely getting our essays handed in on time. I think you can cut us a little slack. Yeah, it's exactly that. Is that I have this nice, beautiful vision of a different kind of society, and like it would be great if I start myself because I have this passion for it. But also, like, it's fine. What we have is not the worst, nowhere near the best, but it's what we have. And life's too busy to worry about how you feel about society sometimes. Yeah, just looking for a place to live, it felt like my hair was gonna fall out. Yeah. I'm sure that had more to do with the amount of chemicals you kept using to bleach your hair. At least moving in with you was pretty smooth. If the landlord ever checked in on us, he might have been surprised to find 4 people living here. So what do they care? None of their business. I guess we were lucky having this place at such a low rent for such a long time. I never met the landlord, but I remember the estate agent saying he didn't want to extort tenants. Oh, that's good. Good landlord. I used to think the Fiery Road landlord was decent. He sounded absolutely useless, but then he was also a landlord. Okay, come on, give him a little bit of slack. I never quite put it together. Even when he raised the rent, tried to advertise it as a 5-bed house. Yeah, okay, that's rough, it's true. I mean, these flats were all designed to be built for the doctors and nurses working over the road. God knows what's happened between now and then. Investment opportunity, I guess. Gods, get a real job. I don't know. The advertising as 5-bedroom, that's pretty scummy. That one I agree with. To me, that landlord's a little bit crooked, but landlords in general aren't crooked. Landlord companies, yes, because they're just buying real estate and then hoping to make off of speculations, and hoping speculation keeps rising and make a profit that way. They sell someone else's problem. I made $1 million, you walk away. And who cares about the tenants? That's not important. The important part is the buildings themselves. That's where I find it very scummy, because then you're taking money away from people who want to buy a house, who want to buy an apartment for themselves, right? Who want to be their own landlord. But they can't, because all these bigger companies are just buying them off and then reselling them for higher prices, because that's how they make money. They just cycle through these buildings. That's scummy. But the one landlord who owns the one building, that's totally fine. That's his dream. He spent working, or they spent working their entire life making the money to buy a building. They bought a building either by themselves or with friends or family, and now they're making some money off of that building and making their own money, investing their own money into their environment. Those are cool landlords. You get all kinds. Like in real life, there's all kinds of people everywhere. You can't just say all landlords suck or all doctors suck. You know, there's goods and bads. I remember that night we talked about struggling with the feeling of being bound a certain path. Like you have your one thing and that's your thing. Yeah, you remember, right? Yeah, we played like an hour ago. Sounds like the most of our conversations. I was probably drunk. Well, I've been thinking about it a lot, and I feel like I'm more lost than ever with what my thing even is. I thought uni would give me a pretty clear idea, but I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. Oh, for sure, yeah. I feel guilty spending 4 years here, only to have nothing to show for it. Like, what would our parents think? All humans suck? No, that's not true. Not all human beings suck. It's because no one wants to be the difference. And that's what sucks about it. But there are plenty of lovelies like you, Phoenix. You're fantastic, you know? Game Ever, you're also fantastic. The people around you are great. It's society that kind of sucks. It's not the human beings. Because if you take a singular person and you look at them, you really examine them, I find it hard to believe that most of them suck. Sure, you might find a couple bad eggs. You might actually find a couple bad eggs. But even then, it's usually explainable why they're bad, why they act the way they do. I think if you really look at every person individually, most people are great. They're fantastic. They're amazing. But then we're put into society and expected to act a certain way, to perform a certain way, to live a certain way, to demand and then exert and then give a certain way. That kind of just twists everyone a certain way, so that in an outward fashion, as a whole, we're ugly. But as an individual, we're beautiful. We are actually lesser than the sum of our parts. That's just my opinion. What does it actually matter? I generally don't know what to do from here. The people I grew up with, you only have one plan, if any. There is no plan B. You know, it's like with this art stuff. It better work out because I don't have anything else. This is all I'm good at, and I don't have the time or resources to just retrain. Find a part-time, retrain something else. You know, if it doesn't work out for you, if you don't like it, don't do it. You know, I'm lucky enough to have found another job, and I got training at the job. I didn't end up needing university. I still feel bad for leaving university, but I didn't need it in the end because my job has nothing to do with what I was studying. I was lucky enough to find at first a part-time job, and sort of still is. I don't work full-time. I choose not to work full-time. They want me to work full-time. I'm like, no. I don't want to do 40 hours a week. No, thank you. 32 is fantastically good enough for me. Thank you very much. But they gave me the chance and they taught me everything, and I learned so much with them. So I got lucky there. But you can just relearn something. If you have a passion for like game development, then learn game development. Do it now. I mean, I'm saying that now, but you know, I have kind of like a sort of hobby for game development, but I hadn't touched that in months. But like, because I'm focusing on streaming. Streaming is my hobby now, right? So I put aside game development to focus on streaming because I really enjoy this interaction I'm doing with you guys. If it one day becomes my lifestyle, one day becomes my job, fucking fantastic. Turn this hobby I love into a job. That sounds amazing. If not, no worries. It's a hobby. If I wanted to focus on something else, I had to take the time out of my daily routine to learn something, to then put that something into my daily routine and then make that something bigger, you know? Make a lifestyle out of that. It's not easy. I'm not claiming that any of this is easy, but if you don't do it, then you'll never do it. If you don't take the step forward, you'll never get anywhere. You have to get it right the first time, or, well, you know, that's you done. That's not true. Not at all. Not at all. I would just go for biology. I'm now a water jet operator. Two completely different things. I have no idea, Spirit Links. I had no idea. I had the funny feeling this is their first game. Maybe they have other games. Well, no, this is their first fully released game. I'm just making a character and a meta-human for a project. If you need an animator, modeler, generalist, hit me up, baby. Hey, there you go. There you go. Look at that. Anime Virtue doing some self-pimping. Oh, maybe the same art style. It's very possible. Very minimalistic. Very like features, nose. I've seen this art style kind of around. They cut the same artists. I have no idea. But I do know that the two main characters are actually the two developers. This is their life. I'm talking about their life and their experience with life. Or at least at this point in time. Can you not force a plan B out of yourself? What? I mean, how? What am I gonna do to another uni? Wait. What am I gonna go to another uni for another 3 years? I got nothing. I got enough student loans. Oh my gosh. I got enough student debt as it is. Well, I mean, I know that the future looks bleak, but it's not like we're completely out of options. Yes, exactly. We're still 22. And heck, my mom, 40 years of age, 3 kids, moved 11 hours away from her husband to live with her parents and her 3 kids to go to uni to get a re-education. It's never too late to re-educate yourself. If you have the passion, if you have the will, you'll find the way. Giving up saying, oh, well, I've tried, I've lost, too bad, that's defeatism. If you want to succeed in life, you gotta push forward. You can't succumb to defeatism. Some things don't work out. It sucks. They don't always work out. You gotta push through that by something else. Or focus on that thing. Why isn't it working out? Fix why it's not working out. Make it work out. Like I said, my mom, 4 years of age, 11 hours away, moved with her 3 kids, left her husband, who she's still with. My parents not divorced. They had long distance relationship for 3 years. 4 years, sorry. 4 years long distance relationship they had to tough out the university so she can re-educate and become a teacher. And now she loves it. I'm sorry, but I just don't see it out. You could start on something from the bottom and work your way up. Bo, I know you're looking to get a part-time job, but you have to start somewhere. Yes, listen to Owl, preach. That's how it worked for me, literally. It's how it worked for me. I started as a part-time job. My friend offered me a job at this like woodworking laser engraving place. I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm quitting my old job at Starbucks anyway, so I had enough of that place. I was literally, my plan was to quit Starbucks and to just live not actually be a bum, but like live with no work for like 2-3 months. Enjoy being free for 2 or 3 months, you know, do something. But then my friend was like, hey, Numa, I heard you wanted to quit. Did you want to come work with me at this new place? And I was like, well, shit. I'm literally about to quit. It's kind of hard to look a gift horse in the mouth. I had nothing else to go to. All right, I'll come take a look. What's the worst that can happen? I don't like it, I leave. I like it, I stay. There's no lose scenario in that one, right? I leave the hell I was at and I enter this new place. If it turns out to be hell as well, I just fucking leave. There's no loss there, right? I don't lose anything. Like that job. And then I like that job. I worked there. And by the way, legitimately, because I had no experience with woodworking, no experience with like construction stuff, no experience with lasers or any kind of technology, I felt out of my element for like the first 9 to 13 months I worked there. You can ask Mid. I doubt myself almost regularly. Like, I don't belong here. I feel bad for being here. Like, I'm out of my element. This is not, I don't know this kind of stuff. I have to be taught literally everything. Luckily, my bosses are very understanding. They understood this and they taught me literally everything. They took the time when I made mistakes or when I didn't understand something to explain it to me. And then we moved to a new location, the same company, got a bigger area. They bought a water jet. They bought someone who's an expert at water jet cutting. They asked me, hey, Numa, you currently are just basically doing fix up per jobs, you know, oh, go clean the yard, oh, go clean this area, oh, go paint the walls, etc. Like fixer upper job, like this, like little filler jobs. Do you want to be running the water jet? And I said, it's a fucking cool machine. If you're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn. And now I run the department by myself. I'm the resident expert at water jet cutting, and dude, I'm absolutely loving my job. That's how it worked out. It's just random. But if you don't do anything, if you don't try anything, you're never gonna get anywhere. You gotta take the first steps yourself to do something. I got lucky, but it's not because I did nothing. I was still forced myself to learn these new things. I was still actively feeling out of my element for like almost a year, over a year even. It's just life. You gotta adapt. Yeah, I worked at Starbucks for 6 years, Lynx. 6 years of my life spent at Starbucks. You're feeling that as a chemist? Dude, you get over it. You get over it. Once you start having confidence in yourself and what you're doing, once you know the ins and outs of your job, you'll feel comfortable. It took me a long time because I went from like working at a coffee shop and having most of a bio degree, not even a complete bio degree, most of a bio degree, to working with my hands and working with manufacturing machinery and working, you know, woodworking and stuff like that. Like, I have absolutely no experience in that. I never in my life have ever even tried that kind of stuff, you know? So I felt a fish out of water for a while, but eventually I fit in. I learned, I tried my best to learn, and I, you know, I was fine. I'm fine now. I love it. If you hate where you're working at right now, okay, that definitely makes a big difference. I'm lucky enough to have nice bosses, to have a beautiful place to work in, and everyone's understanding, and I do enjoy being there. And I still do enjoy being there. What's hard about water jet job though is that, well, water jet can go wrong so many times. So many small errors can happen. You can easily fuck up a job worth like hundreds of dollars because the water jet stopped itself, or something got bumped. It's not super hard, not super easy either. You gotta learn the programs, you gotta learn how to CAD, how to like position your pieces, how to make your tabs. When something needs a tab, something doesn't want a tab, because you don't want to tab everything, because then you're making more work for yourself to remove the tabs. But you don't want to not put a tab on and risk losing it into the water basin and never not being recuperable, right? It's kind of, you just figure things out. You're a pro when you know how the machine works. You know when something requires a special something, when it requires to be watched, when it requires to be like, okay, I can just let this go on its own and have no problem. You know, often needs to be watched. That's the truth of that one. But there's some jobs you can just let it, from what we do anyways. Some jobs we just let it go. Okay, that one's fine. It's gonna do its own thing. It won't bump itself. It shouldn't bump itself. If it does, something went horribly wrong somewhere. And you're not pushing metal underwater. No, you're not. I'm not sitting there pushing something. I put the metal on the bed, and I program it, and the bed cuts. Well, the jet cuts on the bed. Even if I did work my way up, what would I do exactly? Anything? I have to start somewhere, right? Owl gets it. I don't think I can just do that though. Come on. Don't you think you're being self-deprecating? Or self-defeating? Well, maybe, but I think we like to tell ourselves that if we just work hard on anything, we'll eventually pay it off. But I don't think that's true. You haven't worked hard enough then. You haven't worked hard enough. Work harder. No, it's absolutely not a lie to ourselves. Nah. Well, you had a plan A to begin with. So how did you come up with that? I'm not sure. I can only really call it a plan in hindsight. There's nothing you were working towards? Nah, I just felt like this was something I was okay at, right? And so I could just keep going until I got better, and eventually that had to lead to something, right? I do sometimes wonder though if I should have just abandoned art school and followed my father's footsteps. Is that not still an option? It's not too late now. Go ahead and do it. Learn. It's okay to not know anything about the trade. You learn your art. Did you not learn your art? You'll learn your trade. If you want to do it, if you don't want to do this, different story. If you want to do it, Do it. I'm pushing you to do it. I also got the feeling that my dad was a little disappointed I didn't. I just feel like that's a feeling all university graduates have. I mean, I came from a family of creatives. Everyone apart from me has a job in advertising. But what if I'm not cut out for it? You don't think you can manage? I wouldn't be able to keep things straight. I mean, it just takes the state of my desk, for example. I'm sure you can procrastinate less if you were being paid. Truth! That's the thing, though. I'd be paid to do it, like a professional. My dad's a pretty prominent director in the advertisement industry. I'd rather not slather his name in the dirt. Or slather his name in the dirt. Game it is. It is. But if you want something else, then the best time to do it is now. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow will never get done. It's now.